Hey everybody, welcome back to our kitchen. So it's been a really long time since I've cooked live for you guys, and I thought I'd bring you along tonight as I kind of did a low country boil. So if you follow me on Facebook, I think it was last week, I shared a recipe that a friend of mine had shared, and it was of doing the low country boil packets. And I just thought I would recreate that tonight in my own kitchen, but I'm gonna kind of do it a little bit of Weight Watcher friendly, just because I need to have lower in carbs. So anyway, I thought I'd bring you along in my kitchen as I cook. So food line, 3 ears of corn, 3 for 99 cents. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this corn and I'm gonna chop it into about 1-inch thick pieces. I've already got on the stove a pot of water boiling that has salt in it. So I'm just going to chop this up into bite-sized pieces. The smaller, the easier it is to cook, or it'll cook quicker. And this is a little bit tough, right? So I need like an electric knife is what I really need. Oh, come on. It's probably what I need. There we go. I put a little elbow grease. So I'm going to make it a little bit more Weight Watcher friendly, because I am not going to be adding in potatoes. I'm going to be adding in cauliflower. So low country boil, potatoes, corn, sausage, shrimp, seasonings. So I'm going to be doing cauliflower in place of potatoes, and I'm going to be doing chicken sausage in place of a beef or a pork andouille sausage. And my corn is hard, that's why I'm having to beat it to get it cut. So again, remember, the smaller pieces that your corn is, the quicker it will cook. Most times for a low country boil, everything is cooked the same amount of time. So if the potatoes go in for 10 minutes, then you put the corn in, then you put the shrimp in, or the sausage in, then you put the shrimp in about 30 to 40 minutes, it's done. So I want that to be the same here. So I'm going to have to make some of these smaller pieces. And I'm using a chicken sausage, so I'm going to hard cook the sausage, because normally your andouilles or your pork sausage are already smoked, and my sausage is not smoked. I am going to put this in a 400 degree oven for about 20 minutes. And the other thing that I'm not doing that was on the video is I am not using Old Bay. Partially because I don't have Old Bay at the house. I don't normally keep that because I don't like Cajun. And for another reason, you can make your meal any way you like it. If you want to do this, what I'm doing, to make it more Italian, then you can add in your Parmigiano Reggiano cheeses. You can add in things like that. If you want to make it more Southern soul food, you can add in some bacon. When you put it in your boiling bag or your bag that's going in the oven, you can do some bacon. Thank you for bearing with me with that. I do apologize again. So I've got 3 ears of corn that have already been cut. They've been shucked, and I'm going to sit them in this boiling pot of water for probably about a good 5 minutes. Now I'm not doing potatoes, so it won't take as long. I'm making 5 bags. I've got 20 shrimp. I'm going to do 5 shrimp a piece, and these are the jumbo shrimp, not the short ones or the small ones, because we're trying to eat up in this piece. 3 ounces of shrimp, for anybody that's following the Weight Watchers points journey, is 1 smart point. Cauliflower, 0 smart points. 2 ounces of corn, I think, is 2 smart points. And then one of these chicken sausages it's either 1 or 2 smart points. So I'm really only looking at 4 to 5 smart points. So what I'm going to do, I've got my fry pan on now, is I'm going to cut up my sausage. And this looks like it's going to give me about 4 to 5 good size pieces. 1, 2, 3, and I have 5 packets that I'm making. And I'm just going to par cook this, and that's only because, like I said, your andouilles or your any other type of sausage is pretty much going to be smoked, and this is not smoked. This is fresh sausage, and I don't want, you know, I want it to be cooked all the way through, but I'm only putting it in the oven for about 20 minutes. So I'm just going to give it a quick little stir here in the pan. It calls for butter, or you can use oil. I'm not using butter or oil because that's not Weight Watcher friendly. It's only a few points, but I have had enough points today. Let me just tell you, because that hot light now sign was on, and it was a problem for somebody. So I am going to do a little bit of spray oil in my pan. Just a little. This is not my favorite spray oil either. I need to do better. So I'm going to just throw my chicken sausage in. This is, what is this? Alfresco chicken sausage is what I have. So my corn, I'm turning that back up, is boiling, or partially boiling. And I'm just going to take this over to my sink. All right. So I'm just going to do some, I can't believe it's not butter. This is more Weight Watcher friendly. If you like the oils and all that, and you're okay with the points, or you're not doing Weight Watchers, you use the butter, because they do call for some butter drizzle over. But again, I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to stir this around. I'm not adding any seasonings to this at all. I have already seasoned the pot of corn, or the water for the corn. And in just about 2 minutes, I'm going to throw my cauliflower in. So again, if you want to use white potatoes, you are more than welcome to use white potatoes. If you want it to be a little more sweet and savory, use sweet potatoes. But cut them up or dice them into quarter-sized slices. Okay, that's as much as I'm cooking that. That is done. I'm going to open up my cauliflower. I've got my shrimp over here. They are just kind of hanging out because they were a little bit frozen. In the place of my of my regular potatoes. Because I'm not trying to do all the points. And I'm not cooking this all the way because it is going into the oven. But I do want the corn to kind of cook a little bit through. And again, I cut them in smaller pieces so that it would cook quicker. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my sausage in, which I just kind of par did because remember the sausage was not already smoked. It was fresh or raw, and I'm using a chicken sausage in here. Then I'm going to take my shrimp, which I have had just thawing out in some water. And these are shell on, but they're deveined. So I'm going to pull off the shell while my corn and cauliflower are still boiling. My oven is on 400. I'm doing, let me see, and the chicken smells so good. Oh my word. I'm going to do 4 shrimp, 5 chicken slices, 5 sausage slices or pieces, because there were 5 sausages, and then a couple corns and a couple of cauliflower per wrap or per bag. You can leave the tails on if you like, if that's your preference. It just makes it easier, because I could leave the tails on, but I do want my kids to be able to get all of the shrimp and not have to fight with the tails. But these are already deveined. That means they're split up the back, and the vein that runs down the back of that shrimp is out. So I've got my chicken sausage, I've got my shrimp in here. You can use andouille, you can use any type of pork sausage that's just your fave. You know, use what you like. You don't have to do the large shrimp. I had the large ones only because the small ones were sold out at Food Line. And I got these on a sale. The other thing I don't have, like I said, I don't have the Old Bay, so it won't be that flavor. But if you do have Old Bay, you can go ahead and use that as your seasoning. I don't have it, so I'm not using it. It's not something that I use, nor a flavor that I appreciate. If I'm coming to your Low Country Boil, if you want to invite me to your Low Country Boil, I'll be coming over there. I appreciate your Old Bay, but I don't buy it here at my house. So it comes together pretty quickly. It's not like a it takes you a lot of time, but anybody can do this. I was at the gym earlier, and a friend of mine who works out with me, she said, I tried your recipe on for my husband on Father's Day, and he really liked it. So, you know, hey, one of my friends shared it, and I was like, let me share this so I can keep it on my timeline, so I can go back and reference it. Do not let her in here, please. They're just coming back in from walking the dog. And she always thinks she gonna get a scrap or 3, but I got news for her today. No, ma'am. There will be no scraps for no dogs. Last shrimp. There we go. Okay. While I'm waiting on my corn and my cauliflower, because remember, I'm subbing out cauliflower for potatoes. That's coming up to a nice good boil. I put the corn in first. Then I put the cauliflower in. So now I'm just going to add some seasonings to what I have in the bowl. In the bowl, I have 5 chicken sausage that are cut up into bite-sized pieces. So I'm just doing some seasoning salt and whatever you like. I do like the thought of having the Italian style. So if you like that, you know, whatever Italian style seasonings you may have, use those. I have not used the seasoning salt at all, just to dump out those shells. And use whatever you like, season to taste. So I'm going to do some onion powder, garlic powder, just whatever I have left. I'm making 5 bags. I already know that. I'm going to use a little bit of lemon pepper. And this is at the point where you would put in the Old Bay, if you had Old Bay. That's just a pork rub and a little bit of garlic powder. All my seasonings are in. So I have in this bowl all of my shrimp. I have all of my sausage. I've got my seasonings in. And so what I'm going to add now is I'm going to add in what's in this pot, which is my corn and what would be my potatoes if I were going to do potatoes. But I'm not doing potatoes. I'm subbing out cauliflower. In this bowl, what I have is my sausage. I have my shrimp that are raw. And I also am now adding in my corn and my potatoes or my cauliflower, because I'm trying to stay within Weight Watcher points. So I'm just adding everything to this bowl because I've already pre-seasoned the meat. And then I'm just going to wrap these, and they're going right into the oven. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees. I think I'm going to cook them for like 20 minutes. Because the only thing that really has to cook now is my shrimp. So I'm just pulling everything out. I added 1 package of cauliflower. I did 3 ears of corn that I cut into bite-sized little pieces, because that's how it's going to cook faster, is they're small pieces, not a whole kernel corn. You know how you would do it if you were at a Low Country Boil. They would have individually sized corns. So I'm just doing, I cut them in half rather loudly. My apologies again. Okay. Quick and easy meal idea. Probably only takes me a few minutes to do this. And I just want to get all of the yummy goodness out, because I don't want to miss anything. I'm going to take this to the sink and just drain this out for 1 second, and I'll be right back. And now I'm just going to toss everything to hopefully incorporate everything as much as I possibly can. And then I use the chicken sausage, which was the alfresco chicken sausage, which was not cooked. So I had to par cook that a little bit because I wasn't sure if 20 minutes in the oven was going to be enough time, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was cooked. And I'm just going to put a little bit of salt. That's not even a teaspoon. But if you like more seasoning, you can put whatever seasoning in that you like. And it did call for the Old Bay, but I don't like that, and we don't keep that in the house. But I do like the steak rub, so I just put, you know, a hefty amount of that. And then you just want to stir everything up. So again, like I was saying before, if you wanted to make this like a more of an Italian flair, use your Parmigiano, your Reggianos, use any, you know, whatever flavors you want. If you want it to be more jerk or more Caribbean, use your jerk seasonings or your cumins or your curry powders. You can do it any way you want. So I have everything now all incorporated. It's still cold at the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my foil packets ready. So I just have a cookie sheet, foil packets from Dollar Tree. It a little bit with the, I can't believe it's not butter spray because I'm not doing butter. But if you're doing butter, you just go ahead and do it, and that's fine. Whatever you need to do in your kitchen. So this for 16 sprays is 0 smart points. So I'm going to use this, but the regular recipe does call for melted butter. So use that if you need to. Okay, now I'm just going to close up my foil packets. And these are going into a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. You're having friends over, this is a really quick meal. And if you want to have friends over and y'all cook together, this is something that you can do, that y'all can do together. And it makes for a lot of conversation piece. It just makes a really good presentation. Everybody gets their own little package, and the cleanup is easy. Alrighty, so there you have it. My oven is set for 400 degrees. This is going in for 20 minutes. I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. And we're going to do a little kitchen cleanup, and we'll bring you back in 20 minutes to let you see how it is. So thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, everybody, it's been 20 minutes. Our timer has gone off, and our packet should be done. I'm going to turn my oven off. I've got a trivet here waiting to receive our meal, and it's hot. If nothing else, it is that. So I'm just getting on my oven mitts. Ooh, it's warm in here. Keep your clothes on now. Okay, you can hear, if you get close enough to the package, you can hear the boiling. So it is boiling inside of there. So you know that the juices we created when we put these packets together have allowed the food to steam inside. So I'm just going to take one of the packets and move it to this plate and reveal what it looks like on the inside. That is hot, so just be careful. Especially if you have little children, you may want to do this part, mamas. Okay. And so if I open this, I mean, you can see the steam. Let me see if I can bring it closer. You can see the steam just coming up out of that. You've got your, there's just some natural juices down there that came off of the shrimp. And your shrimp are nice and cooked. Before, these were not shriveled, but they are now cooked. They've cooked in their juices. You've got your corn that looks nice, and the kernels are still plump, but they should bite very easily. My chicken sausage that was not all the way cooked is now all the way cooked. We just par cooked that. And then you have your cauliflower that's acting as your potatoes that are nice and done. So if you just look, you've got that steam. And so I would count this as a 4-point packet, just in case you're counting smart points. I'm counting 2 points for the corn, 1 point for the shrimp, 1 point for the sausage. And so again, if you were doing this meal as a, say you were hosting people over, everybody would get their own little packet. And again, you make it to the, how you like it. If you like country or you like the Cajun, just use your Old Bay. I don't like Cajun and I didn't have Old Bay, so I just used what I had on hand. And I'm actually going to taste a piece of the cauliflower. It's good. It's really good, y'all. It's not soft or yes, son. Yes, lovely. I love you. You should be here. It's not mushy because we only cooked it for a little bit in the water with the corn. I'm going to try the corn. It's hot. Shoot. Doggone. The corn is sweet. Cooked just right. And the seasoning is good. So, I say it's a winner chicken dinner. Shrimp dinner, but sausage. And last, and that's a jumbo shrimp though. Shrimp dinner. Shrimp dinner. Yep. So anyway, this is it. 4 points, low country broil package. You should try it. Let us know if you do. Thanks for stopping by, and until the next time we cook, bye.